Hi, I'm Luke Fabian. Welcome to Deerassic at Home, and this is Aerial Archery. Let's do it. All right, everybody, so welcome back to Deerassic's brand new gymnasium. Today we're talking about aerial archery, one of our more popular activities that we offer to field trips, camps, things like that. This is one that has a prerequisite to it, meaning that your students that you bring here for a field trip need to have previous archery experience. This is one that we do at archery camp, but usually it's the last day of archery camp where they've went through 3 solid days of getting really familiar with the equipment and being much more accurate with archery, because this is a little bit tougher one. You're trying to shoot a disc that's flying through the air, so we want to make sure that the kids are having fun and are going to be a little bit more accurate in that sense. So a little bit different today since we're inside. It's kind of a crappy day out, so I thought, well, I still want to do some aerial archery. We'll bring it inside. So this is going to be really, really cool. Normally this is one that we do outside, and I'll explain that here in a second, but the way we've got this set up in this new gym is we can do it inside. I just cranked it down to where it's not throwing the disc as high, and then also we're using archery tag or safe archery equipment. So I've got the recurve bows that we use for that. And then I've got these foam tipped arrows. Talked about those in the safe archery clip, but these are the archery tag ones, same exact thing. They got that foam tip. So it's not really gonna hurt the wall too much being back this far. So I don't wanna get in trouble by shooting these bad boys. So this is what we normally use. This is called a flu arrow. So flu arrows are designed for aerial shots compared to a normal arrow that has 3 fletchings, feathers, veins, whatever you want to call them. These are actual feathers. They're manufactured ones. They're not real ones, but there's 4 feathers on there. Because there is 4 on there, the resistance is going to be much higher, which means it's not going to go as far in the air. So when we do this outside, the arrows aren't going to travel forever, because if you just shoot a normal regular arrow, they're going to sail and go forever. What's nice about the setup now is these recurve bows don't have a whole lot of energy behind them, so they're not going real far anyways. Normally we use the NASP, the Matthews Genesis bows, those compounds, so they are going to spit them out a lot quicker. So these actually go pretty good distance, about 100, 150 yards when we shoot them outside, so we got to have a lot of open space. But with the new gym, it made sense to do it inside. So the way this works is the staff member is going to go all over the safety stuff ahead of time, talk to you guys about that, and usually we have 2 shooting at a time. Okay, so that way you've got a partner and you both are shooting at the same time. We're going to be on either side of the quiver of arrows, and the staff member, and I got it taped down on the ground so I can do it hands-free today, but there is a little hand remote. It's got about a 100-foot cord on it, so you can get way back, make sure you're behind the archers. But all it is, it's got a fancy button, you press it, and this happens. And it launches a disc in the air. So it makes it super safe, especially when you're using the flu arrows. It's got an actual point on them. But it's gonna launch it in the air, and you're trying to shoot them out. So the only thing with this version is it kind of takes away from the arrow sticking in the target. That's really, really cool to see. But you can still know when you hit them, nick them, whatever. But a couple tips as far as aerial archery goes before I show you guys a little bit more how it's done. Biggest thing is you want to try and shoot when that disc is at its peak. So when that disc gets launched out of the disc launcher, it's going to be moving pretty quick. It's going to come up. When it comes back down, it's going to continue to pick up speed when it's coming down. So the longer you wait when it's coming down, the faster it's going to be going. The key is to get it at its peak, because that's when it's not moving very much. It kind of just pauses there for just a split second, and that's going to be the easiest time to be able to hit that disc out of the air. Now, when we're doing the compound bows, what I do is I have the kids pull back their bows with an arrow on them, and they're already ready. And then what I tell the kids is they need to have some sort of trigger word that tells me that it's time to hit the button and send the disc in the air. So normally I tell them to say pull, just like shooting clay pigeons, something like that. And I always tell them to communicate. Since there's two of them, they need to make sure they're both ready. So usually the one, if they're, the one's right-handed, the other's right-handed, the right-hander is going to be facing that way, flipped around this way. But the person that can see the other person's going to be the best at communicating. So they can see out of the corner of their eye when that person's ready, they're drawn back and they're ready. They're going to be the ones that says pull, and they both can try and shoot the same disc. Now, with this one, doesn't really matter. Just got to be ready, and you're actually going to pull back after the disc is being launched. So you'll see me do that here in a second. But normally we do 10 arrows a piece, so you got 10 discs going out there, 20 arrows total between the two of you. Gives you a chance to kind of settle in and kind of find your groove, because it does take a couple arrows to get good at it, and then we'll rotate the group through that way. But I won't waste any more time, and I'll show you guys how this is done. Like I said, I'm just hitting this button with my foot here so I can do it hands free, be ready to go. 2 for 2. I'll shoot all my 10 and see how good I can do, what my batting average will be. Ooh, got high on that one. Three for 4. Back of the arrow, I heard nick it. I won't count that one. 3 of 5. All these arrows I can blast again. Count that one. 4 of 6. And you can see, like I said earlier, you kind of lose a little bit of your form this way, because I'm not drawing back until after I already hit the button and after the disc is being launched in the air. So, and also, as I said before in the safe archery video, I can't exactly pull these all the way back because they're a smaller bow, they're built for kids, and I got kind of long arms, so I don't want to break them. I feel like I'm maxing them out. So 4 of 6. 5 of 7. Six of 8. 7 of 9. And just so you guys know, because it's probably kind of hard to tell on the screen there, but staying about 30 feet from where the discs are being launched, so about 10 yards. We won't shoot much farther than that. So. Was that 7 of 9 or 8 of 10? I can't remember. I'll shoot another one for good measure. I think that was an extra. Anyways, that's pretty much aerial archery in a nutshell. So as always, if you guys got any questions, comment below, and see you guys next time.